Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into true crime, tech scandals, and stories that feel like they belong in a movie, you're in the right place. Today's story: two of the biggest names in gaming, PlayStation and Nintendo, were hacked in the same week by teenagers. Let's get into it. In early 2021, the gaming world got rocked. Sony and Nintendo both suffered major breaches. Source code, internal files, and development tools started leaking online. And while everyone expected a foreign cybercrime group or professional hackers, what they got instead was shocking. The culprits were a group of teenagers, some still in high school, who were part of an informal hacker collective known as Lapsus. These weren't sophisticated adults with government ties. These were kids with laptops, burner phones, and way too much time. One of them was a 17-year-old from Oxford, England, later identified as Arian Kurtai. He had already been arrested for hacking Nvidia and Uber, but that didn't stop him. In fact, he pulled off the PlayStation and Nintendo hacks while on bail, using an Amazon Fire Stick and hotel Wi-Fi. What's even crazier? These hacks weren't all that high-tech. They weren't using some military-grade malware. They were using phishing emails, social engineering, and SIM swaps. In other words, they just tricked employees into handing over credentials, and from there, they had the keys to the kingdom. Another teen based in Brazil was helping coordinate attacks on Microsoft, Okta, and other giants. But the gaming hacks got the most attention, because leaking code from Nintendo and Sony isn't just embarrassing, it's a multi-billion-dollar problem. By the time authorities caught on, it was too late. Source code was already online. Internal documents were being passed around. Sony and Nintendo stayed mostly silent, but behind the scenes, damage control was in full effect. Kurtai was eventually arrested again, but he didn't stop. He kept hacking from inside protective custody. British courts later ruled that he was a high risk to the public, and in 2023, he was convicted on multiple counts, including hacking both PlayStation and Nintendo. Think about that. One teenager, under police supervision, still managed to breach some of the most secure gaming companies in the world. And it wasn't about money. These kids weren't cashing in. They were doing it for attention, for bragging rights, for power. It's a reminder that in 2025, the most dangerous threats don't always come from criminal masterminds. They come from the kid sitting behind a screen with a grudge and a Wi-Fi signal. Thanks for watching. If you like this story, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what true crime or tech cases you want next. Until then, stay safe, stay smart, and don't reuse your passwords.